To be honest, it's quite some time ago since I read Camus' novel, and I remember that I didn't like it too much at that time. I found it a bit boring compared to these other works. So when I read the first time the libretto for the opera and listened to the music, I thought not that much about Camus, but more about what we have gone through in the last years, which is the epidemic of COVID. And this I found very striking because I could see many things which I experienced in Germany reflected in this opera. I don't know if it even was planned like this, but this was for me striking. And this also answers the second part of the question, what for me is very relevant, not that much the disease itself, but the effects the disease or such a disease has on a society, what happens with the society in terms of crisis, in times of crisis, how does a society develop, how do people find attitudes to react on a crisis situation like that. Yes, there's like two things which I would like to mention. First is that it's not easy to direct in a language which you don't understand at all, which means it's not that much that I don't sort of to get to, because I don't. It's not only about understanding, but having a feeling for the language. If you direct in your own language or in a language you speak fluently, you understand and you have a feeling for the words. And this is for me more complicated in this case. This is number one thing. Which I kind of not struggle with, but which is a challenge. I would describe as a challenge. The other thing is, I know now because I've heard it that this play has a lot to do with what has happened in Korea in a political sense in the last year or in the last 2 years. I read about that, and because I knew I'm going to Korea, I read a bit more about that, but still I don't know that much about it. So I don't know exactly in which way also this opera reflects the things which have happened in this country in the last 2 years. First of all, I'm not into messages. I think theater should not transmit messages. Theater should raise questions. And the questions which I see, which are in the center and which is what I already described, is how does a society react on crisis in these times? What I find very striking is the atmosphere of panic, of scandalizing, of a society which is always so excited and who's not calm, and also of politics who do not know how to deal with a society in times of crisis. This is what I find interesting, and this is also what I try to describe with the stage design. It is a city, it could be any city, but it also has to do with this city here and how I experience it, but also it has more to do with what I experience in Germany right now as an atmosphere of scandalizing, of too much emotion, of not reacting in a calm way to crisis, but always exaggerating, and which kind of makes it very difficult. So this is in terms of content what I'd like to find very interesting. As a director, for me it is important to show the good in the bad and the bad in the good, which means I don't believe in only good people or in only bad people. And I think it's not interesting in theater to have people who are either only bad or are only good. So I like to see in the contradictions, I try to make the characters rich in terms of to give them different sides, like where are they afraid of, where are they where are the bad ones, where do I understand them, and where also I have doubts in the good ones. So this is one thing, and the other thing is what I like to do is I try to make whatever that is in English to connect the scenes with each other, which means that it's not only like snapshots. The opera sometimes has the character of different snapshots, like bringing different scenes with different people, and these are snapshots. And what I like to do very technically is to connect the scenes and to to kind of find an arc of tension which goes, not only relates to one scene, but which brings different scenes together. I'm very interested in the group scenes, because the group somehow, the chorus describes society, and I like to, but also here, I like the society not to be seen as one, but as many individuals which perhaps also act and react in different ways. For me, first of all, I'm very glad to be here again, not only because I like the city and the country very much and the people in this city, but also because it gives me the possibility to get a bit closer look to what things are like. And the first time I was really was the first time I was in this country in summer, and I had needed 3 weeks to understand a little bit at all what is happening and what is happening here. Then now I have the chance to experience it a bit more. Also, it's easier if you work with people for the second time, because already they start to know what your kind of approach is, and also you know already what you can expect from them. It makes it easier, and I like it very much, this kind of this second chance of doing something. I also like that the play is a very different one. I mean, it really has a different character. It's not only known persons, but a lot of people I don't know yet. So I think it's great to be here again. I'm very happy about that. For me, the question which should be, what is happening with us in terms of crisis? How can we react on crisis? How can we stabilize democracy? How can we protect us against dictatorship?